Now, this is again reinforced by the fact that he gave his part of his salary to Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Culture. And when Mathai, the secretary of Nehru, asked Dr. Ambedkar whom he thinks as the greatest Indian of the century, without hesitation Dr. Ambedkar said, because he knows the intention of the questioner, he said, it was Swami Vivekananda. And then he asked, Mathai asked again, no, not Gandhi? No, not Gandhi. It was Swami Vivekananda. For Dr. Ambedkar, Swami Vivekananda was the greatest Indian of the century. Now you see the kind of the same wavelength these two people had, the great savants had. Swami Vivekananda on the one hand and Dr. Ambedkar on the other hand. Both rejected the Aryan race theory. They didn't have enough data at that time. Remember that. Today we have a lot of data. We can talk from the archaeological point of view, we can talk from the genetic point of view, and we can have a lot of debates and all that. But at that time, these two people, they rejected the Aryan race theory. They rejected the race theory at all. They never accepted the race theory. For example, Swami Vivekananda, very similar to Savarkar, said that I am proud to have all the races contributing to my existence. So he talked about the Mongoloid, the Negroid race, the Mongoloid race, the Dravidians, the Aryans, and even he considered, at that time, he talked about the Dravidian race being the mother of the Aryan race. So he rejected this Aryan Dravidian race theory totally. Now, if you see Dr. Ambedkar also rejected the Aryan race theory. If you see Swami Vivekananda's concept of national unity, he says that national unity in India is the varied spiritual forces beating to the same heartbeat. So essentially it is spiritual. Then if you see Dr. Ambedkar also talks the same, that the national unity of India is spiritual. So if you see Swami Vivekananda, he speaks of the importance of learning Sanskrit. If communities have to empower themselves and break the shackles of social stagnation, they should start learning Sanskrit. If you see Dr. Ambedkar debated in our parliament in Sanskrit itself. He wanted Sanskrit to be made the national language. That was in 1949. So you see these two people, you will find a lot of common vision in approaching the problems. And they had similar solutions. So here in Dr. Ambedkar, actually you have a glorious model for applying in the post-colonial era, the Indic frameworks for social justice. And we have to say that he succeeded in that to a considerable extent. And it is for us to take that light forward. That is Dr. Ambedkar. I also want to introduce to you another one great savant. He was Swami Sahajananda. Swami Sahajananda was born as Muswami in Tamil Nadu. He was studying in a Christian school. They gave him free hostel, free food, and they were making him study. It was a rainy day, night. They called him and asked him, are you ready to get converted? The boy said, no, I would not convert. So if you are not going to convert, you have to leave the hostel. Not only you have to leave the hostel, but also you have to pay all the money that we have spent on your food and your residence. So the boy started working as an indentured laborer and he paid back all the money, and then the family left for Kolar, where they started working in the gold mines and all. Then this boy was so brilliant, and he was also extremely spiritual. And Karabatra Swami, a person who was in Tamil Nadu, he saw this boy, initiated him into spiritual disciplines and yoga, and he came in Advaita Parampara. And this boy became Swami Sahajananda. And after he became Swami Sahajananda, the Swamiji, the Karabatra Swami, told him to work for the welfare of the scheduled community people, because this boy belonged to the Parayar community, the scheduled community. Now he started working for the welfare of the scheduled community. he started as early as 1919 an educational movement for the scheduled community people in Chidambaram. And he also became an MLA. And he was working for the welfare of all the communities, not just the Parayar community, all the communities, all the scheduled communities, and also for the Hindu Dharma. In fact, for him, both are not different. Remember, as early as 1949, in the Madras legislature, the Swamiji talks against the government taking the temple lands. So he says, even the British did not touch the temple lands. I am for giving the lands, barren lands, wastelands, take it all, and the lands that are not belonging to people, take it and give it to the poor people and everything. But the temple lands, do not touch them. Now, this was a man who single-handedly worked for the welfare of scheduled communities in Tamil Nadu. He was against conversions. He was against taking the temple lands. He was against untouchability. So in Swami Sahajananda, you have a model where you can fight untouchability, where you can fight for social justice. So you have different people like this. You have also the great leader M.C. Raja. Now, if you take M.C. Raja and Dr. Ambedkar, you find that both differed in a lot of things. For example, M.C. Raja, he was against getting converted to even Buddhism. He said that I belong to Hinduism, Hinduism belongs to me, and if there are problems in Hinduism, I would remove those problems. And he said that even particular practice is age old, so you have to uphold it. M.C. Raja says, if that particular age old tradition is against social justice, then the very fact that it is age old should make us urgently remove that particular practice. And M.C. Raja was the one who entered into a pact with the Munche. The Munche-Raja Pact is one of the milestones in the history of social justice. You have these models. These models are not talked about. You have Babu Jagajee.